get into the highly lucrative business of sketch comedy, you have to accept the undeniable, inevitable truth. Not every idea is a gem. I realized this about a week after posting my first comedy sketch, The Box. Which, if you haven't seen it, this isn't going to make a lot of sense, so go ahead and watch it and come back. So right now, we are going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. The, oh, so ugly. The first mistake I made while making this was that I rushed the script. It was summer vacation, so when I was awake at 3 a.m. and struck with brilliance, I decided to write out the full script all in one go. Then the next day, I texted some friends and asked them to come over and film it. This entire time, I never read the script over again, completely convinced that I liked what I wrote and that it would all be fine. It wasn't fine. My next mistake was bad directing. Since I hadn't read through the script after I wrote it, I had a very vague idea of what I wanted. When my actors expressed confusion over certain lines, context, and phrasing, I did a really bad job at explaining what I had in mind. When it got time to film, they were following my direction, and when it wasn't what I wanted, I didn't know how to tell them any different. Another mistake was bad camera work, and this is when a partner really comes in handy, and I'll explain why in a minute. This was a time before I started storyboarding and shot planning my project, so the only idea of what it would look like was what was in my head. When I filmed it, it looked alright, but when I looked back over it in editing, it felt like something was missing. If I had had a partner on the project, I would have been forced to communicate my vision and would have been able to hear it out loud. I would have known what I really wanted and how to communicate that to another person, and the project would have been way better off for it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Always look at the camera. I spent half the time filming watching the camera and the other half looking at the actors, making sure they were doing it right. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway since I didn't direct them. But I wasn't checking when they were looking at the camera or smiling when they weren't supposed to. There were also a lot of times when I would stop recording and think, yeah, that's good enough. If you ever have that thought about one or more of your shots, redo it. It's way better to have more footage than you need. Honestly, the only good thing I did behind the camera was turn off the fan. There you go, more helpful advice in a cloak of criticism. Take what you will, learn from my mistakes, and make good art.